you with them. They do have Zephyr instead. Yeah, Lizard?
So they do have Zephyr instead,
Yes.
right? But it's not like they got, I don't know, someone across the world to play with them. Like, this is a guy that played with most of these players in the past. He was, last season, he was in the team with one of them. So overall, I don't think that it's a huge detriment to their playstyle overall. I don't think that they should struggle with him.
I actually disagree.
Yeah,
I'm going to fight you to the death.
All right, let's go. Let's
for
go.
those who don't know, before you guys get into, before you don't know, they're standing in with Zephyr. Zephyr was on, well, is on T1 and is just here playing with Talon as they're standing in the position 4. So please take it away. Fight to the death.
Let's go.
Please.
Yeah. So Q, the way he plays in Talon is he plays these playmaking heroes, the Tiny, the Mossy. If you've seen Zephyr's hero pool this major, they've given him it a lot. They're like trying to make him be Q, but they have quite different play styles. Q tends to sack KP more and go and play more around Mikoto mid, and then he will be more of a pseudo carry going into late game. He's a lot greedier. Zephyr is much more team orientated. He's strong early. He's more of a traditional support player. He doesn't help Mikoto as much as Q.
Those big team fight capability heroes, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely agree with your point. I still think that I'm right, but your point is also.
I think that's valid, but I'm definitely right here. Another notable thing about Zephyr that I really want to bring up personally is how notable he is on Tree. Treant is one of his most famous heroes, right? And I just don't understand that Talon didn't play it until yesterday.
I
For
can't.
the first time, they finally drafted in Treant. And
I've never, ever in my life heard someone be as enthusiastic about Treant as she is.
It's Zephyr's Treant!
You don't understand, Lizard.
I understand, but
To be fair, I have hopped on about it a lot in the green room.
No, it's really, it's because it's so good. You look at this guy when Treant is out of the meta, he is playing Treant. TI-10, he is playing Treant. Deep VCs, he is Treant. You don't come to a major and not give him Tree.
Right? But not only the fact they weren't picking it for him, but no one was banning it against them.
I know,
it's
the
like,
disrespect.
For me, is the same like saying this guy's a great Lich player. Wow, did you see the way he plays that Lich?
Did you see Zephyr play Tree yesterday?
I have. It's good. It's good.
It was an amazing game. They ended up, pushing racks at
19 minutes.
19 minutes
take
high
round.
And it's all on the tree.
Yeah, all of the
But here's
the living armor that he was casting across the map
It was insane.
incredible.
But it kind of is like when you give someone their comfort, they will play better. And you can say like, you can meme about Lich, but the nice thing about his Tree is that everyone has this idea, Tree is a slow hero, it stays in a lane, it doesn't do anything, but Zephyr can make it look active.
Yep. And the different item builds can definitely do that as well. Like some players go for Meteor Hammer, some go for Whale, some go for Blink Dagger. There's just so many different items. Some players go for Quelling Blade and deny Oriole Lestits in the lane as well. That also works.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I've distracted us a little bit. The draft is on screen. We went on a little bit of
There's the tree.
A Zephyr.
But they don't just
come on, man.
They got more important heroes, bro.
But OG, go back to that Earthshaker. They have Razor as well. Talon responding. They have the Dawn Batrider.
I love the Batrider. You're denying it from BZM potentially in the second phase, and you're giving yourself something that can take advantage of how slow Earthshaker is. The way that teams like LGD and Xingqiu have been really abusing this hero is separating, like, A, the lane, you keep the offlaners off your carry, B, you TP react to ganks and you can, break it apart and just stop things. But Bat doesn't care about it. He has Firefly, he'll fly over it.
Yeah.
He just keeps going. Yeah, he's super aggressive. His timings with his spells very early, whereas Earthshaker is quite slow and boring.
I have to say, I saw PGL pick Shaker, everyone followed suit. I saw PSGLGD pick Batrider a little bit earlier than the last pick. Everyone is following.
Look, I want to quickly interject. The Earthshaker, though, for OG actually has a 50% win rate. So as much as it's kind of been ragged on for a support, this getting some wins with it. Like the play style with it has kind of had its kinks worked out now.
I just want to say I have not ragged on Earthshaker. I have been very supportive of this hero.
All right, now
this is Gods. We hate Gods.
Okay. No, from the moment Gods spat on Earthshaker's face, the hero just went on a roll and just won every single match, more or less. But it works well with the Razor. We've discussed this earlier, like with the Razor, with the Bats, with all these kind of heroes that need some help on the offlane, but not a ton of it. Just block the lane, keep the equilibrium back. Shaker can definitely work. I'm still worried a little bit for the Batrider. Like, first phase Batrider for me is a bit sus. you're banning out the PL now, you're thinking about Jug, you're thinking about Lifestealer. Even though PSGLGD did manage to do it yesterday, it's PSGLGD.
Right.
Let's see, maybe Talon can recreate the same story.
So I was thinking a lot about this last night. I don't know how good my read is, but when we watched Thunder Awaken play versus OG, I really liked how they abused Seb's hero pool, because he does play these kind of slower, tankier boys, the Alk, the Earthshaker outside of his IO, of course, and they aren't that impactful early. So Thunder did a really good job of having like a strong off lane that abused the weak Earth Alk whatever, and they take the top side of the map really hard, and then their carry, who's had to lane against a Mar, not always fantastic, they just take him to the top side of the map and he gets to like farm very nicely and recover there, and they just kind of like out farm OG. And if you can do that, especially on Radiant, which Talon are, you can take an early Roche, like if you draw for it. When TA did that, I was so sure they were just going to like sweep the whole game, because you can abuse this.
Do you think that, well, Talon thinks the same way at least, that this Shaker might be Taiga, it might not even be Seb, right? Like they're banning out the IO afterwards. Both of these players can play both heroes. I have seen Taiga in the past play Shaker, back in the Alliance days of Taiga.
Do you think it's more like banning IO to ensure Seb goes on it? They're like, well, now they can't pick IO. And
He can't play anything else.
Yeah, that guy, I've never seen him play anything other than those two.
Just have to ban out Windranger now and that's it. You're set.
I mean, it is good because you can't play against Bat without some kind of save. I mean, it's hard to do that. IO with the reload, I don't. Oracle's kind of a very niche hero, but it is good against Bat. You might see a Liquid player, but I'm not sure about OG. Abaddon, anything with like
5 seconds remaining.
save, Shadow Demon,
with
just all these things, yeah.
Any
Purge.
cleanse,
Yeah.
our old bro Kyle would call them the cleanses, the contrash people.
Oh, they actually do
They
ban out the
ban out
win
the
range. No, we were joking.
Oh, God.
But this major, Seb has only played Earthshaker, IO, Wind Ranger, Alk. Alk actually did win, but it didn't do a whole lot. It was that sacrificial laning stage.
I'm actually surprised for one hero that has been banned out by OG, that's the Chen. They banned it out themselves. I've seen Shaker, Razor, Chen. Shaker, Chen plus that Prophet, like so many times, and it's a trio that works very well, but why did they ban it out? The hero that has been picked, right? Like you were talking about one sort of counters to the Bat Rider, and that's these cleanses. The other one can be the Nyx Assassin.
Love Nyx, yeah. It's kind of a semi-save. Oh, the tree!
Wow!
The tree!
Now it looks
What?
like a
Where?
fool. Now it
What
looks
a
like
dumbass!
fool. Idiot.
What a
idiot.
moron!
I can hear someone in the arena shouting about it. Slacks.
Oh, all right.
Wait, I have two things that I want to point out. One, short tree, but Visage coming out begs the question: where is Dawn going? How do we?
This is
Dawn?
probably a KP Visage. I just think it's like he likes control heroes a little bit with his brew, with his Visage.
So some good old offlane Visage, you're thinking?
It's just probably a 5 position Dawn,
5?
if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then you just put tree in the off lane, or I don't know, maybe they want to lane.
You can lane
Zephyr
Dawn.
bot with the tree too.
You can lane Visage 3, you can lane Visage Dawn. Both of these lanes are pretty strong. That can go in either one of the solo lanes afterwards. Like mid lane probably.
Yeah.
They pick up the Kotal afterwards. That's also a mid laner revealed for OG. I don't think there is any ambiguity there. Like you have the Shaker, you have the Nyx. Kotal kind of has to go mid. Do they have? So whenever I see the Treant, I want to see heroes that can take towers in one go. Right now, OG does not have that at all.
So what you're saying is a great
It's
Treant
a great
pickup.
Treant pickup. Not only because of that, but the fact that it synergizes extremely well with Visage too. Like you have your layers, on top of that you get some more layers of living armor, like you cannot kill that guy.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah, and this also like feeds into if they want to like put their carry in like the top area if they do own that lane, because like Visage is a lane dominator, especially with like a Dawnbreaker. You can just leave your Treant bot to push out that wave and keep your like bot lane tower really protected, and or you can put him even mid if you want your mid to go be active and play on the side lanes, because as long as Talon don't give up towers, it's really hard for OG to play, because when you're limited on map space, how are you going to be farming? Kotal is a super power farmer, right? This is probably an Amar Razor as well. Like OG is inherently an incredibly greedy team, so if you're able to not let them encroach on your map space, they become very limited. And Talon have a lot of aggressive kill potential with Batrider. If OG was to smoke up and make plays, which they tend to do when behind, we saw them do that a lot against LGD. Dawnbreaker is going to be there with the ult to help disengage that too.
What's our Savage Boy getting here, She?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah.
A power farmer.
But, I mean, he's been playing a lot of different stuff. He likes his greedy heroes. He likes his Bane.
Wait.
His favorite Bane.
Wait.
Oh, Dawn Carry, maybe?
Dawn
Yeah,
Carry
I was
instead.
going to say maybe Dawn Carry now with Bane coming out.
Okay.
Interesting.
They have so much BKB piercing control on Talon, so whatever carry gets picked here, I think they're pretty comfortable that they have ways to deal with it.
I look at these heroes and they look kind of too thick to me on Talon. Like you have the
Like
you
what?
have the Bane. There's zero damage coming from your 2 supports, and the other 3 cores definitely have to compensate on that. Can they compensate? Yeah, they can. But I feel that the 2 supports are very similar in nature. Let's put it just that way. Or maybe they have the same weaknesses. They aren't similar, but they have the same weaknesses.
That's true. What I do really like though is their ability to pick off on side lanes is massive. If if Tree is just somewhere pushing out a lane, doing his job protecting towers, Bane can go Bane can go set up a kill. You have Batrider coming in, Dawn's ulting in, this whole thing like. And Jug, you're playing into Lasso, Grip, Trio. Like this is a very hard Jug game. You can't just freely split push lanes this game.
But it's also the most default pick, I suppose, versus the Visage and versus the Batrider. Like,
yes.
you get that spin, you get to deal with the armor as well. So, in that sense, it's fine. But overall, Talon's draft looks so nasty to play against. This is some SEA nastiness from the pubs right there.
Hey, I'm absolutely loving it. Does that mean you guys are going for SEA? You're a bit of a SEA fanboys at the moment.
I just need Talon to get to their BKBs so this Nyx doesn't cause too many problems, and they're good, I think.
Yeah, like how can I go versus Zephyr Treant? I don't know what you guys
Zephyr
God,
Treant.
he's been converted. He's been converted. He knows he's absolutely on board to Zephyr Treant. I'm so hyped for this game. And I also know our casters, Lyrical and Trent, are just as hyped.
That's right, Nat. We're ready to go, Trent. It's time. The Zephyr Treant. We're getting a Dawnbreaker played in the carry role. They're going to start punching each other a bunch. I can't wait. How you feeling about this game?
I mean, all I've heard for the last 24 hours has been Zephyr Treant, Zephyr Treant, Zephyr Treant, Zephyr Treant. In the rides, going somewhere, talking about Zephyr Treant. In the green room, talking about Zephyr Treant. I can't believe they didn't pick it until now, Zephyr Treant. And then they actually do it. So it's like, you know, when you're right, you're right. So
Absolutely.
shout out to Nat and Sheep. They were ready for this one. And question is, are OG going to be ready for it?
I mean, you'd hope so. And again, for OG trying to make it into the upper bracket, Talon just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Make sure that they can play on that main stage. A lot on the line in this game, so let's get ready to hop into it. Game number 1. And I got to say, I don't like betting against Dawn. That's the big thing to me that stands out. This hero is insane.
Especially position 1.
1 through 5. Play it wherever.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. It can go anywhere. But, you know, I really like that fast aggro potential of the position 1. Hopping all over the map, and as you heard the panel mentioning right at the end there, tons of great opportunities to set up for that. The Solar Guardian is a serious threat out of the position 1. You essentially are going to be playing like a Spectre in a similar case, where 23 Savage can be farming up, getting some items, and waiting for his allies to prop him up and just set up. And he's got everything. He's got Lasso, he's got Overgrowth, he's got a Fiend's Grip. And that last pick, Juggernaut, not necessarily the best looking Jug game right off the bat because of how your spin is not safety.
It won't necessarily get you out of harm's way. And I think that this Bane, another one of those heroes that, you know, a little bit weird to last pick, but in the era where we had so many different rounds of, like, you know, the IO pairings, it was always the Bane that went with it. And it's probably a similar thing with Dawnbreaker. You know, you set up a Nightmare, you go in with the Solar Guardian, you can blow the person up while they're still stunned, you throw the grip afterwards. So these heroes, Nightmare might just mean death.
Yeah, there's a ton of setup. I mean, even just like birds or something too, right? Just like coming in and chaining through. Always being protected by the potential from the Solar Guardian. So, OG side though, yes, the Jug, it looks a little bit rough because of the spin, but there's a good reason they picked it. It is still something that can enable a timing that they want to shoot for. We've seen the power of the Healing Ward all across this group stage as we now run into the final stretch of it, as you got all 4 streams running right now with the very last series of this group. Before we find out if there will be tiebreakers.
And so many different things can change. I think Fnatic is pretty much close to being confirmed that they're through to the main event, but there's still a chance that they could drop down to the lower bracket. They're second place in the group, and then you look down as far as Talon, and they're still capable of staying in, even though they've lost a bunch of these games. I mean, even Sonics with 10 losses, they're not necessarily out of it either. Like, it's kind of crazy how wide open this final day of play is, and it's all going to be decided within the next 2 hours. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll keep you up to date at it all on the panel. But for now, at least, it is going to be, after the 3 bounty runes picked up for OG, some early pressure onto Amar. Hyde throws out that brain sap.
And meanwhile, this mid lane here, Makoto just now getting up to level 2. The Caudle versus the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
A lane where you kind of just hit creeps back and forth a little bit, you know, have yourself a good time, and then you go and farm the small camps. Both small camps unblocked right now. So neither team prioritizing that as an issue here. And you're unlikely to see a kill in this situation unless you find some sort of a flame break bounce back at level 3 from Makoto maybe. But even then, you kind of want to put 2 points into one of your other spells. You don't really want to go 1-1-1 on Bat Rider mid. So there's just not a lot of opportunities for kills.
Yeah, it's going to be a back and forth one for a bit there, for sure. As Zephyr will chase Yuragi through the trees. The healing ward is already down, but you can see the power that you get out of this. Got some big right clicks, and not easy to sort of stand toe-to-toe, particularly with the Visage, because every hit that you're throwing out on the Zephyr tree, he's also getting more stacks up of that Soul Assumption.
Well, and Seb just continues to make this work as the 5 shaker. You know, Zephyr, I'm surprised he didn't punch that Courier. Didn't really have a moment to see it in time.
I mean, that never feels good, right? You're spinning to run away.
Yeah, just from the punches.
I mean, that's tough.
It's got the big damage, you know, this tree. The hardest hitter at the start of the game.
But not terrible. I mean, you look again, it's sort of, the lanes are in a weird situation right now, but Amar actually has a big wave that's going to push into him as Dawnbreaker tries to get a little bit of separation there. Taiga going for the courier snipe, not going to connect. But you can see 9-2 versus the 8-4 with the wave still shoving in this bottom side. There's a potential as the levels go up for, I mean, both heroes to get kills.
I like this idea, though, of having the Dawnbreaker versus the Razor, because you have that hammer for the breaking the link, but then they also have the Nyx Assassin with the Carapace, right? So you're going to have these different tools. It's like playing versus a Bat Rider, where you're using the Carapace to stun, and now he's got both in the same game. So a couple interesting tools they might be able to use to stop 23 Savage from getting away from that link in this match.
Another healing ward dropped down, and still Yuragi trying to last hit in spite of all of the spam that's going his direction. You can see the value of having that healing ward, and maybe that alone is part of the reason why they ended up taking this pick. Like, imagine if he didn't have this.
Yeah, there's not a lot of heroes that can sustain through this unless you're getting your, like, Chen plans and stuff with various creeps, or your dedicated healers like Warlock. So by getting that in your position 1, it's one of those ways that you can free up Seb to have these greedier position 5 heroes that he's been playing since Stockholm. Yeah. When he's put into this role for the team.
Already has the Soul Ring done. I mean, it's not great for Yuragi, don't get me wrong. He's got 9 last hits right now, but I think a lot of other heroes might have been dead.
Soul Ring.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Yeah, gotta take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a defensive one for him, though, as mid lane Makoto will find himself the Water Rune, and that's 4 minutes. So in 2 minutes, we'll have our famous 6 heroes mid at 6 minutes. That tends to happen in a lot of the games that we're casting, where all the supports are going to rotate in. It gets a little wild.
This is a big jump here. Makoto going all the way forward for BZM, was not anticipating that flame break, and Makoto seizes his moment.
And again, there's not that many moments, right? Like, it has to be one of these situations where you can get the flame break and you have points in the napalm. And the Caudle has to make a mistake, has to get a little bit greedy. Just an excellent snipe there from Makoto.
Whole wave is going to be pushing under his tower, as that's a lost out farm experience, and the Bat Rider going to be very happy. As down bottom, or top rather, they're going to get the pressure back onto Seb. Soul Assumption, he'll have it back up again. Is it enough damage for the kill? Not quite. One for the courier snipe now, too. They drop down that healing ward, and on the bottom side, Taiga in some trouble. Hyde trying to get the kill. One more punch is all that he needs, but he doesn't quite get the vision. Taiga and Amar with the outplay.
That was fantastic movement through the trees there from Taiga, just ensuring that the last little bit of vision wasn't going to be there.
Oh no, back to mid. BZM wasn't supposed to go like this. Tries to get away and will manage to survive. So Seb, good job making that rotation. That could have gone much worse. And oh, is he gonna die to that? That's a lot. Not quite. That was a little scary.
It's okay. Bane is coming in. Hides. You know what? I might have died, but I'm here for you, bud.
Yeah, refills the bottle in mid. That's Makoto able to dodge the second volley of the Illuminate.
Now, meanwhile, though, Yuragi up top, look how low he is. He's stuck now behind this tree as to cut his way through.
None of this feels good.
No, because Seb's TPing mid to save BZM, which is great, because then he would have been doing the walk of shame back, but...
This has got to be the most healing wards cast in a lane that I've seen in a very long time.
It's like, man, I wish I could level this up. It just feels too bad to do it, unfortunately.
God. And his courier's dead. He can't get the phase boots brought out. My man's just sitting there with a wand. Feels quite bad.
Yeah, you're really going to steal your mental at this point when you're 14 last on a jug at 6 minutes.
And they keep the pressure going. Yuragi has to dodge. There's no spin. Seb tries to save, and good job with that, but it won't be enough.
Can't quite get a perfect angle there on this time, so Seb able to get out of there. And I mean, even Seb has to be a bit careful right now.
There's a dive potential. And getting this type of a start for KP on the Visage, if he can get this level 6, so you're really going to start to lose momentum.
Zephyr just outplayed him, right? Because he walked back there behind the tower holding the ward, and Seb knew that. But the way he did that loop, he held it the whole time and Seb threw down the sentry because, like, of course you'd want to keep up this pressure, right, as much as possible. So I love that little loop that he did.
And that's why there's a sentry behind the tower and no ward to D-ward.
Yeah.
Zephyr still can go back in.
So now you also have, though, the opening up of the mid lane there because the Cauldle's rotating around. BZM looking for plays up top here, so messing with the stack. Seb, okay, well.
Playing aggro with the tree. It's what they like to do. And Seb, pump faking the fissure. Eventually,
few too many.
Will not be able to escape. But KP, this is a good kill if they can turn it around onto him, and they will. So BZM actually comes in to secure that one. And you can see Yuragi, all right, I got to get a Midas. We got to get to recovery mode.
Every game we cast Yuragi, it's Midas gaming. You know, he's really getting sacked. He's truly the hero who's letting Seb have these games.
Let's see if Seb can make the carry play happen. As 23 Savage.
He's got no hammer.
The link, the chase, the right clicks. It's not enough. Hide now. There with the Nightmare. Trades over to Seb. Makoto will secure a kill onto this Earthshaker while Yuragi up on the top side. Getting chased down and spins away before too much extra damage comes his direction.
Yeah, 23 Savage obviously does not want to go back home, right? You know, I mean, you're Dawnbreaker. You're going to have yourself a Luminosity, and he's holding the Solar Guardian right now. So he's trying to look around the map for these plays that they can make, but that's going to keep him low HP. So potential for a play here, but it looks like the rotation is not coming his direction here. So we have BZM running up top as he's smoked. Taiga coming smoked up here as well. Only level 4.5 on the Nyx Assassin, though. But they want to try and pressure this level 6 Visage. KP has hit his power moment.
And Yuragi.
Oh, there's a ward here.
Baiting this, waiting to see if they wrap around, and the vision comes out. KP spotted, tries to get away, but the stun is there from Taiga. The Birds doing some good job of getting some extra damage, and the Solar Guardian is enough to keep him alive. The Birds take through some of it. Yuragi, after the Omni Slash, is going to get pummeled, punched. Is he going to go down? The Healing Ward's still out, keeping him alive. That Healing Ward, the most valuable spell of the game, and somehow OG, they do connect with the kill in spite of the 23 Savage rotation.
Yuragi is doing so much this game, it's actually unreal. Like, his suffering is bringing them success.
I want to look at what his healing numbers are going to be at the end of this game.
Yeah, great rotation to help out, though. Excellent bait and setup there from the whole team, and despite having that defensive observer ward there to try and spot when the smoke break, it didn't matter. KP had no way out. Good stun there from Taiga as well. So OG got themselves a bit of a lead here as they continue to pressure up top while still having Amar freely farming in that bottom lane.
And this entire time, in spite of the solo kill that happened, you talk about BZM and where he's been, making plays around the map, finding a couple of kills, and then also just keeping the farm going. So he is top net worth in the game right now.
And so the concern for me for Talon too is that in order to get back in this game, you're going to try and enable your team through this Batrider. And he's playing into a Nyx Assassin, who's going to be looking for these Carapace plays to stop you whenever you're burning across that ground. You're going to be playing into the Fissure block, where you can just get like stunned up. Your allies might have a hard time helping you. You're going to get stunned going for these lasso plays if you dive a little bit too deep. Jeez, okay. 20 Savage getting real low in the jungle. He's doing got Possessed Mask, though, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's good.
You fight your way back up now. And so it's going to be this battle of the lasso plays combined with the Solar Guardian and just how much OG can delay and stun you through that and sort of take these risks versus the heals and make you wonder, kind of like up top where KP, almost survives through by trying to remove the Omni Slash with the birds and the help of the Solar Guardian, but wasn't able to. Oh, that's a big old stack. Very nice. Thank you, production.
Makoto
This is how Batrider gets a game.
trying to catch back up to the Coddle. It's going to be a bit. Does already have those boots of travel, but queuing up the BKB next. And OG, they look somewhat comfortable sticking around in the mid lane for the moment. Although, TP rotation up top. Taiga.
Yeah, I don't see any sentries.
KP, he's in some trouble. Stun. It's there. It connects on the birds. And, well, they get brought down 100 gold and potentially the kill. No, hide. Throws on out the Fiend's Grip, and that's enough to get the Visage away.
Yeah, you'll take that. That is 5 heroes in your lane failing to get the kill. There's also Makoto with the haste rune on the Batrider. You gotta think they want to make a play here, but they have to bring full numbers. They have the Solar Guardian. KP's coming back. TP in for Makoto. They want this bad.
Can they get it, though? Who's the target that they go on first? Haste rune, Makoto. Thinking about popping it.
He can't go near the Nyx.
It's so hard. Look, he gets him there. The lasso, good spike carapace to interrupt. Taiga, he's going to be the sacrificial one left behind.
He's weaving that thing around like it's an operation or something. Bzz, bzz. You have to be so cautious versus Nyx Assassin. He's menacingly standing there, and all they get with that rotation of 5 heroes standing up there is a Nyx Assassin. So OG, I'm sure, very happy to remove themselves from that situation and only sacrifice a support to an early power-runed Batrider. Speaking of power runes, it is 12 minutes. It'll be an invis for 23 Savage as he heads down towards Yuragi, but this is an unlikely kill and would just slow you down a lot in farming.
It is tough. This game has been really rough, I feel like, for Talon to get things going. It's a 3,000 gold lead for OG at 12 minutes, and that's in spite of several of the lanes. It felt like going really, really well. Maybe around this Vlad's timing or something, we're going to see Talon try and make a move with a pickoff and then into Roche.
Vlad's into Wraith Pack, definitely the big time these days for the Visage. But again, it's Taiga, the same area. They need detection here. He's just doing it again.
Gets caught, Nightmare onto one, but KP in trouble. Solar Bind, do they have enough for the kill? They have the Echo drop from Seb. And just like that, you lose your core Visage yet again. Zephyr, does he manage to TP out? Yes.
The sentry comes down now, but it's obviously a bit too late there. Taiga getting away with murder up top now a couple of times with these vendettas.
And you think about late game. I mean, Jug obviously not the most amazing hero in the world, but I think in this one he's going to be able to carry. If you think about those late game super duper carries, sometimes he comes up a little bit short, but definitely against Dawn he'll have what it takes. We'll see how it goes though. Talon needing to get some extra pressure onto this map.
Yeah, it's a tough maneuver though. They have the last up in 5 seconds, so sort of pacing themselves now.
Smoke.
Hyde has the grip as well. But they are just sitting up here farming some Ancients, and Seb, well, he wants to head over here and...
Oh no, he just walks away. The smoke broken, they see him. Fissure there, onto 2. If they're not careful, Talon might lose more.
And 1 if Taiga wants to chase, but it's not really worth chasing for them, right? They're happy to sit back and farm and let Yuragi recover a little bit right now, I think.
At the very least, Talon did get that ward into the triangle as Savage throws the hammer, but now he can't get away. And in fact, with the spike carapace, 23 Savage is done. Oh no. I mean, so that's the other thing that...
Yeah.
You've got the spike carapace to interrupt the Solar Guardian. You've got so many answers.
Yeah, that's typically what we talk about when we see this Nyx Assassin. That was one of the main theories in terms of the initial stuff about Dawnbreak, where it's trying to stop these global maneuvers from the Solar Guardian, as it does damage when it's doing the little circle, so you can actually stop Dawn from making the whole way across the map. But all our other moves as well. When you're at more of an even footing and in the combat phase, you're actually able to stop a lot of that with spike carapace. So much uncontrollable damage that she's leaving behind. She now TP's into the mid lane after just dying.
Oh, and goes in for the hammer, the spike carapace. This is not going to work. Man, that one hurts.
Yeah.
Back-to-back deaths. Makoto wanting to make something happen here. Taiga is slowly but steadily burning.
That's a maxed leech.
He is going to die, but they might chase for more if they're not careful. Makoto's solar bound. They have the Fiend's Grip, trying to bring down Amar, but they break it. The Fissure from the side finds Hyde, and 2 dead for the Nyx Assassin. It's all coming up OG.
Yeah, it really is. And they are struggling to enable some of these heroes on Talon. KP almost into the Wraith Pact, which will help a lot, as these fights are pretty condensed, and it's going to help reduce a lot of this damage. But Zephyr, with the maxed out Leech Seed, it does help get the kill onto Taiga, but unable to get a couple of these saves onto 23 Savage because of that. And now you're at that point where you really feel the need for the Blink Dagger on the hero.
They need a lot.
Yeah, they certainly do, looking at that total plus win percentage, huh?
I mean, it's tough. And for OG, they've made the right moves. They've sort of held back when they weren't strong, and now they're really coming into their own. You look at these next several minutes, and I mean, they could potentially... It's a little bit tough for them to Rosh, I guess. Don't have any of that minus armor that's usually there.
Oh, no.
Caught him again, down bottom. Taiga has just been all over Savage this entire game, and, well, Makoto trying to play a little bit of interrupt on the other side as they're buying their time with the Dawnbreaker, and they find themselves at least 1 kill. The Razor does go down.
Hey, I'll take that.
Gotta get something.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Talon happy with a trade. Just tries to stabilize a little bit while they're giving KP some time to farm up in the top lane. And Seb, you can see, did go for that shard right away. He was holding a lot of gold coming out to 15 minutes. I wasn't sure, like, we've seen Xing sort of hold out for the blink.
Right.
But Seb seems a little bit more content just opting for the shard instead. It does keep you a little bit more removed. Obviously, during the engagements, you can get off multiple enchant totems on top of the Fissure, especially if your team can keep them locked in around that area.
Tom? Is KP going to be in trouble again? They are sitting on a ward. There's been so much vision here. Solar Guardian, Seb just walks away. Now they're in kind of deep. KP down to half HP. Taiga makes the move over the Solar Bind again. It's just been debilitating. They find themselves another pickoff onto a key core hero. Taiga has just been a monster on this Nyx.
Yeah, that's one of those games where you would see and you go, wow, why doesn't everyone just pick Nyx Assassin? But it is sort of a perfect scenario because they came out ahead in the laning stage from OG. So then, well, maybe not necessarily ahead, but one of the main problems was they didn't put down enough of that vision right at the very beginning for the Nyx Assassin. And when you get away with that as Nyx, it feels incredible because it's like a free initiation. You're just getting in there. You're starting a great situation every single time with the damage into the stun. And then on top of that, it's just an incredible Carapace game. You have it versus numerous heroes on the side of Talon, and you're just not enough of a priority at the same time that they can't really target you first. So it's a very tough situation for Talon to deal with.
And every move that you try and make when this map is already dark and you're playing against one of these assassin-type heroes, they're just going to run into him in the trees. Fissure connects onto both. The follow-up aftershock damage comes out. Echo Slam to put the emphasis on it as Yuragi also drops the big old ulti. Bird's dead. There's Bat Riders hidden off in the trees. That was a slaughter.
You would think they had vision in the area with how well that fight went for them. And even the bird can't escape. Gets hit down there. And yeah, KP says that they have a ward up there because this bird died, but it's just a lingering vision from their spells.
Going down. It's all falling apart.
It's a crumble.
And OG, the ones with the hammer.
They look like they were a peach pie and now they're a peach cobbler because I've seen a lot of that here in Texas.
That's right.
Yeah.
The old peach cobbler, I'll tell you what.
It's a deconstructed pie, and they have been deconstructed by OG. They've been cobbled,
Listen,
sir.
They're still sweet, though, you know?
Well, that's true. Lovely bunch, I'm sure. Just, you know, I think they want to be more stern into that bracket. Oh, that is kind of terrifying.
Although I do like the hammer's coming back. Let's watch it. Wait, no, the hammer. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, there it is. Look at that smoke trail. Mar picks up that haste rune, and they are going to continue this stranglehold onto this triangle. Talon wanting to find, I guess, just more damage is really what they've got to get. They need to get into this BKB for Dawnbreaker so 23 Savage can play Dota. Because in the meantime, these types of plays are just going to keep on happening.
Yeah, the issue for the itemization is that they need a BKB on Batrider, they need a BKB on Dawnbreaker, and they need the Blink Dagger on Treant. So they actually are hitting everything, right? They've got the Wraith Pact already done for the Visage, the Blink Dagger is coming up soon on Tree, so they will have their chance at a miraculous fight, but the problem is, of course, is that they're already down 9k. There's so much itemization and tankability up right now for OG, and they've sort of achieved a lot of their goals already, and they're kind of ready to 5-man a little bit here, and that's... yeah, you can punish that with like a great overgrowth and everything, but it's still gonna be tough to cut through. Like a Razor and a Juggernaut with a healing ward out, that's some tough stuff.
And I mean, the Wraith Pact, that's when that type of an item will really show its full power when everybody's together. And, well, Taiga, again, no vision down. They drop the sentry a second too late. And that means Makoto is already dead with BKB activated. OG, they can keep the chase going if they want. They got their eyes on the KP. Grave Chill tries to walk away. And a good job with a little interrupt there from the birds.
And that's really the only thing they're kind of lacking right now, right, is items for that big chase. But the Blink Dagger could be finished now for Seb if he wants. But he also has the Aether queued up. So, not sure if he's gonna get real greedy, but yeah.
It's the right play.
I mean, but if you go Aether, though, you know, that puts you towards the Octarine. You know, who needs a Blink Dagger?
Wait a minute, was that seeing that right? That's a, is that a Solar Medallion coming on out? Solar Crest Medallion for Kato.
Help out his Jug, help out his Razor. Amara, the true carry. I mean, also, we didn't even talk about like the early Lotus Orb as well, right? Excellent item choice, because the way that Talon can get back in this game, right? Some of these grip plays, some of this overgrowth and everything, you're going to have the Lotus Orb to deal with that with these Dispels to help your allies. So not only is he purchasing one, but they're going to double up their Lotus Orbs as well by getting one on Amar, who already has a BKB. So they want to ensure that their BKBs don't get countered by this overgrowth. They want to have that additional Dispel after.
Ragi runs back, and the smoke up. Oh, he got clipped. And now he is isolated. And 23 Savage, he is going to die again. The Dawnbreaker carry has not worked out the way that we thought it would. And I don't think it's worked out the way he thought it would either. Now, Seb finds KP. They're thinking about the chase. Yuragi, if he wants to, do a little ring around the rosy, but they can't quite get him. Oh, Aftershock breaking the TP.
That actually got Hyde up on the high ground, too. And I think he was considering gripping Taiga, just like try and get rid of this hero, but he couldn't even get him after that.
Radiant's top tower.
12k gold lead with the Aegis on the Juggernaut. And KP tries to hide in the trees. It's where Zephyr is strongest, but will it matter? Zephyr, he can't save his Visage, the overgrowth, the root. The bird's there too, trying to burn him down slowly but steadily. KP's surviving. Is there a chance that the turn will happen? And as a matter of fact, it actually does. Yuragi there, but Seb walks in and gets the big echo. Oh, they were all grouped together. It looks so nice.
Taiga's tipping him while the fight's still going.
Unreal. 23 Savage will manage to TP out.
It was like a tease. He's like, look, he's living, guys. We can go fight. And they like moths to a flame. They just run into this Visage, and then they all explode with Seb.
Oh, God. Well, they did find Taiga.
Got him.
You got me, y'all. Yeah, this was dirty. And you just saw him waiting out there. He's just like, I'm just going to hang out.
Yeah.
Throw a couple fissures.
Zephyr thinks he maybe has this moment, and they actually get the save. And you can see KP, look at the HP going up. You know, he's doing great.
He's killing it.
Starting to find his safety back with the help of the Shard, but it's not enough.
And then when everybody comes together, big old Papa Seb comes in for the finish. Oh, man.
Oh, well, back in the real time right now. Zephyr being deployed out of the tree line there. That's a bit of a risky link.
Yeah. Not afraid, though. Yuragi's still hanging on to that Aegis for 2 minutes. And they are just going to strong-arm this tower. As the tier 3 starts to go down, 23 Savage keeps applying pressure with that hammer. But OG, they're going to be content with just the tier 3. Or not. They're going to go in with the next creep wave.
2 minutes left on this Aegis. Everyone's up by Yuragi. He doesn't mind. Throws down a healing ward. So Zephyr has the blink, has the overgrowth. Oh, stopped up there from Amar. Again, get back, tree. All right, Zephyr. We will not have it. No big overgrowth starters.
Kodo flirting with an idea.
Oh my God, he got him again. He got him again. He can't blink.
He's done. In trouble. Yuragi keeps pressuring. It is slow work, but it's honest.
If not now, when?
What are they going to do to try and stop this? The birds drop. Mar walks in. They find the tree yet again. And Zephyr, will they finally punish him? Yes, indeed they do. Solar Guardian on to nothing. And OG are not deterred. Oh, Force Staff in with the Spike Carapace. Gets the stun on a Makoto. Taiga says he wants to take this battle down, and he does get punished.
Okay, Talon's patience does pay off.
Ragi has a turn available. And they already have killed off the Bane. So they will finish off what they originally came for. As 23 Savage has to back away. The Link is still there. KP slowed down. BKB, another echo from Seb. He just keeps finding them. As they wait for the madness to ensue, then they go in for the big dunk. And OG, a dominant game number 1.
The strength of just sending this Razor and Juggernaut up front when you know that you need this like humongous wombo combo to try and get something from Talon, right? Of like overgrowth into multiple like stone form drops or something. Bat damage just burning through everything. And how can you commit to that when there's always the threat of the Carapace and the threat of the Shaker from a distance just chain stunning you through the shard and then the eventual blink slam? You know, and that's why they're just like slow rolling it a bit from OG. And I like what Talon did, where they tried to wait it out and they just tried to delay so that this Rax would take as long as possible so they wouldn't get any value on a second lane from the Aegis. But their patience, you know, eventually Zephyr gets killed. They do kill Taiga because he gets a bit greedy, trying to make a sneaky play with the Force Staff into the Carapace. But unfortunately, then OG just run right back up and punish their own overextension after.
Well, this is the game of punishment, that's for sure. They have a Echo Saber finally completed, as well as that shard done on the Dawn. BKB ready to go. But man, it is just feeling like an impossibility at this point. And for Talon, you've got to imagine, you've just got to stay in every possible game that you can.
Yeah.
This is their tournament life that's on the line here.
And fighting into this itemization again of the Lotus and the Solar Crest, like, so much tankability here. Spear Vessel even just a chase, slow down.
He's behind. They don't even need him. The Echo, rather the Fissure didn't connect, but the Omni Slash more than good enough. Mark giving the tip to Makoto afterwards. Why you gotta do that to him, man? Why you gotta do that to him? Fissure catching 23 Savage. The Nightmare save, but there will be no salvation there. As OG keep this momentum going, walk forward. KP can't really do the damage that they need him to, as another tier 3 tower is going to go down. A great stun out from Taiga. Seb there. GG is called. OG take it. Trying to keep their hopes alive of being in this upper bracket and staying there.
Yeah, and they were in total control of this match. I mean, moments that things looked good for Talon were few and far between.
Yeah.
Have we found a lane that Dawnbreaker doesn't win?
I think we did.
Is it possible? Nyx Assassin and Razor, that's a pretty strong duo to face versus a Dawnbreaker, that's for sure. Because typically Dawn versus Razor, at least you have the option of getting away from the Link, but the Carapace really does stop that. And at a certain point, like if your allies aren't there to help you, the Razor is able to just kind